Stay on. Now's your chance.
Hey, what's going on, guys? Jack Reeve, Talk Norwich City here, back for my match review. Yet another win over Ipswich Town. This time, Norwich City 3, Ipswich Town 0. Norwich City stay at the top of the table. Ipswich Town stay at the bottom of the table. All of the build-up for this game was merely Norwich City fans saying we should be beating Ipswich Town. Ipswich Town fans saying, well, football is a bit weird and you never know what can happen. And I think that was all stuck in the back of Norwich fans' minds, the fact that all it takes is one freak set piece or a red card early doors for Norwich and it could go in the way of Paul Lambert's side. But it was just leagues apart at times. I don't think Ipswich were necessarily shocking. I think they dominated from about the 20th into half-time and for a little bit of the start of the second half, but they just look so average, and that is why they've only won 3 games all season, and that is why I think they're on for a record low points total in the Championship. When you've looked at previous Ipswich sides, you've always been able to pick out a couple of players who can cause problems, whether that's Daryl Murphy, Martin Waghorn, Joe Garner, Tyrone Mings, players like that who have bits of quality. I don't see any quality in that Ipswich Town side at all. I thought Freddie Sears was lively, and I've always liked the look of Freddie Sears. I thought Trevor Chalobah looked okay, but except for that, I mean, it was just woeful. I was reading an interview with Luke Chambers in the Times yesterday. He's already basically resigned himself to League One football next season. He said he wants to be the captain that takes them up. When you've got that kind of mentality going into a derby game, the mentality that you're already relegated, you know it's only going to go one way. In terms of Norwich, I thought it was absolutely magnificent. We said we wanted the early goal. We got it after 1 minute and 20 seconds. A really nice finish from Manuel Hernandez. I thought after that goal, we sat back a little bit. I don't think there was necessarily anything wrong with it. I don't think we ever looked like conceding. I just would have liked to have seen us keep the ball a little better, but I can't remember Ipswich having a shot on target. Certainly they didn't have one that threatened Tim Krul to any extent. It's a shame to see Mario Vrancic go off. I thought Tete came in and done well. Hopefully Vrancic's injury isn't too serious. I saw someone tweet that it looked like a nasty ankle twist, which is never ideal. Hopefully there's no sort of ligament damage or anything. In terms of going forward, I thought we were excellent. And the second half just showed an unbelievable, just how unbelievable Teemu Pukki is. That was 2 fantastic goals from him. The first is so important because at 1-0, you're never comfortable. And Ipswich were starting to assert some pressure. They had a few corners in quick succession. And then all it takes is one chance for Pukki and it's 1 goal. It was a fantastic finish on his weaker foot, past Bilakovsky. That was the only place he was going to score from in terms of position of the net, and he found it perfectly. Wonderful from Teemu Pukki, and from that point onwards, we were really quite comfortable. Chance of one, Paul Lambert coming out. Of course, he was sent to the stands after completely losing his head in the first half. He said that he knew what was coming and he could handle it. From what I saw today, he certainly couldn't handle it, and he cracked under the pressure. Daniel Farke winking when Lambert went off. Farke said in his pre-match press conference he wanted his players to show fire in the heart and coolness in the head. Farke certainly showed that today. A tactical masterclass from him, and he wasn't fazed one bit by Lambert's mind games. The third goal, Teemu Pukki, another nice little finish from him. I think it was expertly played through by Buendia, who was chopped to bits today. He was simply too good for Ipswich. We knew it was coming. We knew that Buendia was far too good for that Ipswich defence. And, well, he was chopped to bits, but there's certainly no stopping him. Just really impressed with what Norwich showed today. And it's a really positive result. That's now 2 points clear at the top, 5 points clear of third place. And I think there's a few big games in terms of teams below us playing each other coming up. We certainly haven't got an easy week. Preston away is going to be really tough. Bolton away is a potential banana skin. But we did everything we possibly needed to do today. Professional, expert at times, and just real pieces of individual quality won us that game. Really impressive. And on that showing, we're going to be right up there at the end of this season. Really impressed with how we coped with it. and just chuffed that we came through it, because previous Norwich City teams, I think if we were in this position, could have possibly blown that opportunity today. On the Farkham with them players, not at all. Shout out to Ben Godfrey. I did tweet before the game that if he scored, I'd be donating £100 to charity. Scrap that. He didn't score. £100 still went to Nelson's Journey. If you want to donate some money to charity, pick your charity. Hashtag money in for Ben. Tweet at me, and I'll give it a little retweet. Let's get something good out of this result once again. So that's 10 years unbeaten now in the East Anglian derby. There's only one direction for both teams. I think Norwich on the way up, Ipswich certainly on their way down. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you very soon. Bye-bye.